Hey Aquarius, we'll take it. All right, the Hierophant. That's Taurus's card. So some of you may be dealing with a Taurus, but the Hierophant is like a holiness energy. It's leaving things up into a higher power. It's saying, you know, I'm not going to worry about this anymore. I'm not going to let it consume me anymore. Like, I still have the connection with this person. I still care about this person. I still maybe want to be back together with them, and maybe not. But this is, again, it's like a higher power, a religion, a teacher, so to speak. And so I feel like this is you just kind of saying, you know, like, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to put any more energy into finding out what they're up to, or into, not that you have been, but some of you have been checking, you know, Facebook profiles or talking to friends or whatever, which everybody does when there's a breakup, right? But the Hierophant is now saying, okay, you know what? God or spirit or guardian angel, whatever it is you believe in, you're basically saying, universe, you take the wheel, I leave it up to you. It's taking too much energy and time that I could be spending thinking or doing other things. All right, the next card you have is your current position coming into the month, and you have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is a very good relationship card. This is about a first completion, taking a next step. This is about home and happiness and, again, a resting type energy, but a togetherness. So some of you may actually be talking. You may be starting in that direction. I feel like a lot of you Aquarius still want this energy. There's still a hope there that it's coming. But again, you're not forcing it. You're not thinking about it 24/7. You're leaving it up to the universe. But again, I love this card because this signifies the Four of Wands, is a relationship, or it is something. So if you do have a connection with somebody, there is a chance that it is going to come full circle and you guys are going to rebuild, because having this right here tells me that that connection is still so strong, and your wants and their wants are still hoping there's a chance that you guys can make this happen. The next card you have, it also means that's where you were headed. So the strength in the relationship isn't just we dated for 2 months and we broke up. This is a much stronger connection. The next card you have is how you're feeling coming into the month, and you have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, going very well with the Hierophant here. The Knight of Pentacles is saying you're working, you're dutiful, you're putting your time and energy into other things. Now, you may be in communication with this person and you guys are trying to work it out. However, for a lot of you, I feel like you're not in communication. It will be coming. You're just kind of leaving it up in the air. This is like a workable situation. So for a lot of you, and I know I'm going to get the people who comment and say, I don't want them back. I hate this. Well, then I don't know why you're worried about reconciliation. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who's willing to put in the effort, somebody who wants to make it work. But again, you're not dwelling on that. This is, you know, being cautious and hardworking. So I feel like you're kind of, you know, going steady with the pace. You're saying, okay, well, if they contact me, yes, we'll talk. I'm willing to talk about building again, but this is you putting your focus and energies elsewhere, just because for a lot of you, it's been a topic on your mind so much, just like it is in any breakup. We think about it, we dwell on it. What are they up to? I miss them. Are we ever gonna? And eventually it starts like taking over your mind and your thoughts, and it interrupts your day, and you think about it at work or whatever. And so this is you finally saying, okay, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but I can't have it diluting my mind anymore. I'm not going to worry about it. Here you go, God. Here you go, universe. You take it. I'll work on everything else. And then if we're supposed to be back here, we'll be back there. The next card you have is your distant past, or the past 5-10 years. Could be throughout your childhood. And this is Justice. This is Libra's card. So you could be dealing with a Libra, or you have Libra in your placement or in your charts. But the Justice card is about exactly that. It's about justice. It's about things happening the way they're supposed to. Now, it can also be a marriage card. So some of you, you know, experienced divorces, or your parents went through divorces. The reason this card is coming up this month, I think, is just to say, like, you know, in time, things will heal themselves. I really feel very strongly like a lot of you have a very strong possibility of getting back together. And I haven't said that in a read so far this month, and I only have one more read to go. And literally, I haven't felt this strong of a pull towards feeling like a reconciliation is possible until you read. Because having the Justice card comes up is, again, it's cause and effects, and it's morality. And even though it's in the back, or even though it's in your distant past, it's almost like you've learned from your mistakes, and you've learned from past relationships. They've taught you you know, what a healthy relationship looks like or what you want going forward. And again, this may pertain to the person you're dealing with now. A lot of times it doesn't, but the Justice card kind of tells me there's cause and effects. Something happened, you know, obviously a breakup occurred, but there's ways around it. Whenever there's a cause and effect, I feel like you can rectify that, right, and come full circle. But again, like I said, a marriage card. So this may be, you know, you thought you were going to marry this person, or that's the direction you guys were heading, and for whatever reason, it didn't happen. But for a lot of you, it does signify some sort of battle or divorce back in the day. Again, it could even be like, you know, your parents and you swore that you'd never go through that. So maybe there's some commitment phobia issues here, where you want to be back here, but, you know, you're like, oh, you have no idea what I went through when I was young, or I've already been through a divorce, so I don't know that that's something on the table for me. So I feel like some of you are a little back and forth. The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or so. So yeah, whatever this is, Aquarius, there's still a really deep connection here, because the Three of Wands is about planning, but it's also about like a partnership planning. So it's also about wanting to make plans for the future with somebody else, but this is looking forward. So I feel like some of you maybe had some angst or anger with this person, and now you're kind of going, you know what? That's okay, because I feel like we can still get back here. I feel like there's a possibility that we could really make this work, that we could really make this happen. And you're kind of like, but what would we need to do to move forward to this position, to go from a 3 to a 4? You know, we have some things we need to work out. There's obviously some issues here. For some of you, I know there's probably cheating and lies and whatnot, but for a lot of you, this feels like not that dramatic. Not that it's not painful or anything by any means, but it doesn't feel like, for a lot of you, that these are reconcilable. Like, it feels like it's very reconcilable. All right, the next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few weeks, next month or two, and that, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So you have the Two of Cups, which is soulmate. Everybody corrects me on this. I don't care how you say it. Soulmate, karmic, twin flame. Doesn't matter to me what you want to call this card. The bottom line is the Two of Cups is one of the best cards to get in a deck for love, because it's the ultimate connection. It's intimacy on a much deeper level. I even feel like it's a better card to get than the Lover's card, because this is something long lasting. So yes, Aquarius, there is a very strong connection here. I don't know if you just talked to this person or just heard from this person or something going on, but something opened up a whole new level of getting back to like this. Now, am I saying it's going to happen overnight? No, this takes time to build on. For a few of you, this could be somebody else coming in and reconciliation's not happening at all. But I feel for a majority of you, there's a very strong possibility. But like I said, I think the most important thing is let it go. If it's meant to be, it comes back, right? If you let it go and not focus all your energy on it. Because when you focus energy, like anxiety and nervous energy and depression and thoughts of what's going on or what are they up to, whatever, you push the good that's trying to come back in away. So the Twin Cup or Twin Flames card here, I think is a very good sign that there's a possibility you guys could get back to this situation. The next card you have is your immediate future, the next few weeks. So this tells me, this is the Ten of Swords. This is tragedy. This is some sort of, you know, some sort of closure, but I feel like this is how you're going to feel this month. Because maybe it's not moving as fast as you want. This is like the Cutting Swords card. This can also mean illness or tragedy. So I hate to say this. I always feel, but like, this sometimes tells me that like somebody's going to experience a loss, like a loved one or family member or something like that. Because, or somebody, you find out somebody you know has some sort of illness, you know, and hopefully that's not it. Hopefully this just pertains to the fact that this almost feels like death coming in, like whatever it's almost like you feel like if you leave this situation, it won't come back. And so you're nervous throughout the month. You're like, if I finally cut it off, if I block them, or if I say, look, I'm not playing games. If you want me, you really have to come tenfold. If you really want me, you're going to have to work on it. And I feel like a lot of you are nervous because of this. This is, you know, a feeling of pain or agony. But again, I feel like this is going to be more internal for you, because this is definitely like, oh shit, you know, what did I just do? They're never coming back. But obviously that's not the case. So some of you throughout the month are just kind of like, uh-oh, you know, bad decision, or, you know, but again, I don't think you need to worry about it at all. The next card you have, yeah, and this is throughout the month, just something tangible that happens. Now, the Ace of Wands represents enthusiasm and energy and feeling very full of fire, very full of life. It also can represent a baby. So some of you either are pregnant or you know, you had planned on having kids and maybe that's something that broke you guys up, or maybe you're, you know, a single parent and they were a single parent. There's definitely some sort of maternal, paternal energy that ties to the Ace of Wands. But again, this is just a very energetic, enthusiastic. So I feel like for the past little bit, you've been feeling kind of like this, like, where are we going? What are we doing? You know, is this completely dead? Is this completely an ending? But then something happens this month that all of a sudden makes you realize it's not, because there's some sort of passion that comes in here. So I don't know, you know, if all of a sudden they call you and they're like, look, but I feel like you're nervous about it because you just, maybe you guys haven't talked in a long time, or maybe, you know, there's been no communication and you're just kind of like, again, oh shit, this is my like, oh shit card. And so I feel like, you know, but I really don't feel like you need to worry about it too much. I mean, you have this, this, and this going for you. And this, it's like, that's, I mean, that's a lot of good stuff. The next card, yeah, see, and here it is. Okay, the next card you have is how you're feeling throughout the month. Could be beginning, middle, end. This is a Page of Wands. It's a spark. It's a curiosity. It's a confidence. So here's your phone call, or here's your text. You're going to either reach out to them or they're going to reach out to you. And it sparks this interest of, can we get back here? And then this ugly guy goes away. Because again, I feel like this is just you kind of like, oh, that's it. It's over. It's done. And that's not the case. Because again, here's some sort of communication, some sort of spark of interest that comes in. The next card you have is Strength. All right, so Strength is Leo's card, so you could be dealing with a Leo. But Strength is your hope. This is your hopes and fears. So your hope is that you have patience, because Strength signifies patience, and that you have the strength to move forward if this person doesn't come back. I feel like this is kind of where you're at. You're kind of like, if they don't come back, I can deal with it either way. Like, my life is not, that's why you have this here. Your life is not over. Your life is not ending. You will move on. You will move on to this no matter what. So even, let's say this spark is a new person coming in. This is somebody communicating with you. This ace is a new person coming in. You'll still end up with this. However, for majority of you, I really do feel like if you have the patience and you have the strength to believe and move on with your life, and once you move on, that's the minute they come back, then I think there's a good possibility of success in a reconciliation. The next card you have here is a Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a Pyrrhic victory, and I think that's what's going on with this. Like, I feel like if they call you or text you or communicate, it may be a little slow going at first. It's not going to be like, let's jump into this happy family. It's going to be, you know, a little slow going, or they'll contact you and you're hoping they're going to contact you and be like, I want you back. And they're testing the waters, because the Five of Swords is like a defeat, or it's a Pyrrhic victory. So it's feeling like something's going to happen and then it doesn't. But the thing is, I think that's just how it's going to come in. I think when you get the communication, it's going to be very much like, hey, how's it going? And you're wanting like, hey, I missed you and I love you and I want you back and I'm so sorry for all the shit I put you through. But that's not how it's going to happen. And so you're going to feel like a defeat. Like, okay, this isn't happening. This is never, this isn't going anywhere. But then you have this. So I highly doubt that that's the case. All right. Right. Because here you have the Queen of Wands clarifying your outcome here. And it's staying strong. This queen is strong. She has the strength to say, you know, okay, if all you want to do is say hi to me, hey, at least it's something, right? At least it's not, at least, and again, this ties into what I was saying before. You have the strength to move on. Let's say, Aquarius, it doesn't work. This is almost like your fuck it situation. Like, it doesn't work. Oh, well, I can move on. I'm strong. I have the strength here. And then I have a future with somebody else. A very bright, beautiful, karmic future with somebody else. But again, I feel like this is you just staying strong, dealing with it however it has to be. And for some of you, this is alternate. You screwed the pooch. You did something wrong. And you're having to be patient. And you're having to be the one to try and get back in their good graces. Now, your clarifying card here for the distant future, we're going to cover up that ugly Ten of Swords, is the Fool. And the Fool is a new beginning, a new start, a fresh start. This is a new cycle. It's the first card in the major arcana of the tarot. So it means a new start coming. But I believe it's a new start with this person that you feel and you kind of know you're supposed to be with. That cycle hasn't ended with them. But this is a new chapter opening with them. Now, again, like I said, for some of you, this will be a new chapter with somebody completely different. And you will just move on for them from this person you're thinking about reconciling with. But for a lot of you, I feel like this is a new beginning, a new start with this person that you're interested in. But it may take a minute, you know, and it is going to have to be a new start. It can't be dwelling on the past. It can't be pointing fingers and judging and having angst. That's just not going to work. So if you're going to do this, or if you do want this, you guys will both have to be very clear. See where you want. See what you want going forward, and getting there but not getting there by fighting or bringing up past angst. All right, Aquarius,